Hi there, let me introduce you to myself and my friend, Roy G. Biv. My name is Sarah, and today we are going to talk about the visible part of the electromagnetic spectrum to answer the question, does magenta exist? A seemingly simple question, but you will soon discover that with colors, nothing is what it seems. First, let's talk about the biological process of sight. This is the path that light takes through your eye. Light first enters your pupil through the iris, then it gets flipped upside down and magnified by the lens. Next, it hits the retina along the back of your eye and travels as an electrical signal to the optic nerve. Takes a quick loop for the optic chiasm, a stop at the thalamus for rerouting, where it finally reaches the optic lobe. There it is computed into an upright image that you can see. When we talk about color, the retina is the superstar of the eye. Yes, that little sheet of tissue on the back of your eye. It contains rods and tones. Rods allow you to see shadows and black and white images. In contrast, the tones let you see color. Tones? Color. Specifically, you have red, green, and blue tones. This is a theatrical example of the subtractive color theory. Essentially, starting with white light, the colors that make it through the gels, which are sheets of colored plastic, are the colors that are not blocked. For example, a red gel blots blue and green light. Alternatively, an amber gel only blots blue light. In contrast, this is the additive color theory. If you add blue and green, you get cyan. Add green and red, you get amber. Add red and blue, you get magenta, or do you? To reiterate, this is what the primary and secondary colors of light look at like at full intensity on the stage. Red, green, blue, amber, magenta, and cyan, respectively. On my lighting board, this is what the commands look like to get those colors. The lighting color triangle in the top left looks just a touch different from the color wheel you're used to seeing. Why would that be? This, my friends, is the electromagnetic spectrum. Long wavelengths have less energy than shorter wavelengths. This is the formula for a wavelength. The wavelength of light is equal to the speed of light divided by the frequency, or how many waves there are in a set period of time. The visible section of the electromagnetic spectrum touches the ultraviolet and infrared wavelengths with blue on one side and red on the other. Split the difference, you get green. Split the difference again and you get cyan and amber, but wait, one is missing. Split the difference between blue and red and you get green? Well, no, because your green tones are not firing. Instead, your brain simply makes up a color in its place, and that color is magenta. Colors that are not produced by a single wavelength but are instead made up of red and blue are called non-spectral colors. But what does this mean? Well, the gel graph for green has a spike at its specific wavelength. The green wavelength is somewhere around 540 nanometers. In contrast, this purple gel has two spikes, no defined wavelength, thus it does not have a numerical value associated with its color. So does magenta exist? Ultimately, that is up to you to decide. Is color decided by what wavelength the light is, or is it decided by how you perceive it? Remember though, color is rarely what you perceive.